Hello, everybody. We're live. Thank you guys for coming. This is the Blades and Bodice Rippers Book Club. And today we're doing our live show on Deal with the Devil by Kit Rocha. I am very excited. What is happening? I had another tab open and it started auto-playing a video. Anyway.
Oh, we were like, we just held up the books and you stopped. We were like, sorry, I won't show mine. You can show yours.
No, I thought everyone could hear the music playing because it was all of a sudden like music. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So, Deal with the Devil by Kit Rocha. This is what we read this month. I think we all kind of had the same consensus opinion on it. I don't know. I'll go first. I gave it like a 3.5, but one of the 3.5s where I don't want to round up. You know what I mean? So I rounded down to 3. Yeah. It's fine. It's serviceable. Kind of paint by numbers urban fantasy. But anyone else want to share their rating?
I think I gave it 1, but I'm making sure.
I know. I'm double checking my rating because I was like,
no, okay. I gave it 2. I was nice.
I gave it 3.5. Which I should caveat, I did not get a chance to reread. I gave it 3.5 last year when it came out. Mostly because it met my expectations, which for me is a 3-star. And then I just really like urban fantasy. So like anytime I'm in a pretty good version of that, it's just going to make me happy. So I gave it a 3.5, but I would agree with you, Amanda. If I were rounding one way or the other, I'd probably round down to a 3.
Yeah. Also, hi, Finland. That's
hello.
Crazy. Hi.
Yeah, I gave it a 3-star. I mean, and we can talk more about it, but I think basically my feeling was I really liked the world and the technology, and I liked the characters pretty well. I just didn't care that much about the story they were telling. You know, I was I would have been more interested in the character's backstory. I mean, it was fine. I was like, I just feel very meh about it. So
I'm literally just realizing the copy I have because I got a used copy. And this is an uncorrected proof.
Oh.
Well,
considering I don't think it was your favorite. Maybe
I listened to it on audio because I got the audio from the library. So unless the audio is an uncorrected proof.
No.
Yeah, it's paint by numbers urban fantasy. It's kind of, it hits all the points it needs to hit. It's just like there was way more interesting characters than the main characters. Like Nita's kind of boring, honestly. And I'm like, Ava and fucking Danny were dope. I would want to read a whole book from Ava's perspective because she is interesting, and so is Danny. But like, I don't know why I guess we had to start somewhere. But Nina's just kind of boring as a heroine. I guess she wasn't she didn't really have like a good strong personality. Like she's nice. She's a nice person.
Right.
Beyond the context of just this book, I've come to realize something about like when things work for me and when they don't, because I feel like we all struggle, including me, in figuring out when is the magic moment that it will work for me. And I think there's probably exceptions to this as well, but I think for the most part, almost anything will work for me if it's calling itself out on what it's doing. So, like, I love Riverdale, and it's constantly calling itself out on being ridiculous. And, like, Tessa Dare books, she's constantly, the characters are like, am I really thinking this right now? Am I seriously in love after one day? Yes, I am. So, like, because, like, it calls itself out on all of those things all the time, then I'm like, well, you know. Okay, we know. Like, well, okay, it's fine. But, like, most of the time,
so maybe you would like that.
And so, like, in this book, as soon as they started talking about having like feelings, I was like, really? You have feelings right now? Oh, you can die for her after meeting her one day? Like this, what is this? Like Thumbelina?
It's 11 days. They said their whole mission was 11 days. I was
yeah. It like the romance, I was kind of like, okay. Like that wasn't, I think the thing that I liked about it was I think she had really interesting uses of technology. I liked the world. Like that was what I was most into. Like that was cool. I do feel a little bit like I do feel like this is a little misleading though. I mean, mercenary librarians, but like the librarian stuff is like
they're also not really mercenaries. They're neither.
It's a little misleading.
Also, wait, like not to do with anything, but I just noticed, is that an upside down Shadow and Claw in the bag behind you, Mara?
Oh yeah, that's my unhaul bag.
Very like upside down, like intentionally like being.
Yeah. No, I was earlier. You can also see the box for my teleprompter. Earlier, I was reading from a script, so I had to find something to prop all the books up. So I like hastily took my unhaul bag books out to prop that up on. So it doesn't have deeper significance other than I don't want it in my home anymore.
Sorry. Okay, back to this book.
Yeah, Oh, go ahead, Amanda.
No, it's okay. You haven't talked enough yet.
Oh, I was just gonna say I was looking back at my actual review at the time, and what I said was I think I suffered somewhat for not having read the previous book set in the world, which I agree with today. Like when I'm thinking back on it, I often felt like maybe I would have been more connected to the actual characters and like the stakes and the plot of this particular book if I had read the other books in that world and understood more like where those characters fit in to the like bigger picture of what was going on. So I wonder if like maybe I don't know that it would have changed my opinion, but I do wonder because I know people love the world that this author team writes in. So I wonder if we had read those, if we would have liked this particular book better. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. But like honestly, when I saw this cover, like did anyone else think this was going to be Sexy National Treasure? Because that's what I thought. I thought they were going to be like,
I didn't, but I want to read that.
Yeah. Kill it on it. And I would read the shit out of that book. I would.
Amanda, that's your book.
Do it?
Yeah.
Why did they not do it on the Declaration of Independence? Like that's what I wanted.
This is your next money maker. This is your $1 million idea. I would read the shit out of that.
I mean, yeah.
Right? Like
that's a great idea.
100%. And then like this one, it was just like it was more like military related than
yeah. No, I didn't really expect it to be that much military stuff either, which I also just like I just don't care. I think that was the thing, is like the plot. I was like, I didn't
really care about it. Yeah. It was kind of fun. I think it had a lot of attitude to it. Like I liked the writing. I thought it was fun. Like I had a good time. It was
it wasn't like a bad like I didn't think it was a bad book.
No.
It was like amazing.
Yeah.
It wasn't exceptional. It was just like this is fine. Like I didn't hate it. It was fine.
I was like, I like this kind of book, so I'm happy reading that a competently done version. Because there are some very bad urban fantasy romances out there that are not this fun to read. So like, even if this one wasn't memorable necessarily, I appreciate that it was like a better version of this than you often get in the subgenre. So I was like, like, this is a fun version of this. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, like it was perfectly fine. There was nothing like it wasn't a bad book. I was like, I feel like there's so many more interesting stories you could be telling in this world.
Yeah, the world was cool, I thought. Yeah. I don't know, Leanna, what did you think about the world? Because I think that's the part all of us like. Did you like that part of it?
No, I didn't think it made
as much as you want. Go
I
ahead.
didn't think it made a whole lot of sense. I thought it was really shallowly built. And then like when it would make references to it, I was just like, I don't think you've thought through how this whole thing works.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. So I didn't really I for world building I give a lot of credit for like this is a fun idea.
Yeah.
Did anyone in the early 2000s watch this TV show called Dark Angel? It's by James Cameron. And it was like one of my favorite shows growing up. It's the same world. They called it the Pulse essentially, and it was this huge electromagnetic wave and it wiped out everything like electronic. So now it's post-Pulse and like they're living in this world and like the government experimented on kids and like genetically enhanced them. So I'm like, it feels very similar. So maybe that's why I was just like, I know this place.
Well, it was compared to Orphan Black, and I love Orphan Black. This is no Orphan Black. There you go. Orphan Black means post-apocalyptic Avengers. No.
I don't.
It is not.
I like it better than
the Avengers
tagline.
I
don't see that.
I don't see the Avengers thing at all. I haven't seen Orphan Black, so like I can't speak on that. But
I think it's just because she has triplets. in Orphan Black, she has like a bunch of copies of her. Like she's like a
They're
clone.
clones of
Oh, okay.
Mm.
There's like
In Orphan Black, she plays all these copies of herself, and sometimes the copies impersonate each other. So she has to play herself playing one of the others. And like she's, oh my god, she's a knockout. The acting, she deserves every award she's gotten and more that she hasn't gotten.
I have heard that.
I have heard that it's really good.
Yeah, I don't see the event. To me, like, I think at the time I was like, this isn't as good as Alona Andrews, but like, if you are waiting for the next Alona Andrews book to come out, it's a lot of the same like fun of an Alona Andrews book.
Well, yeah,
not as good.
I think that was the big thing. It was like I've seen this done better, so that was like my thing. But like, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. That's how I felt. It was fine. Like,
it's too bad. Like, I feel like if I don't know. I know Leanna didn't like this, and I guess we can give her free reign to rant if she'd like to. But it's like these are books that are hard to talk about. Where I'm just like, yeah, like this, it's fun. It's okay. Like, yeah.
I give it 2 stars, not 1. If I'd given it 1 star, like I'd be all over ranting. But I think I say that about Widow Rose House, maybe, where I was just like, I just don't feel enough of anything to like. I was like, the whole time I was just like, okay. All right, cool, great, done.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like your reaction was similar to ours, just like slightly less positive.
Well, it's just like because then I also don't like really enjoy the like campy love story, so then like I'm having zero fun.
Right. I think every time they talked about like their history, I was like, I want more of that. Like, I'm really curious about, growing up with these clones, and they do these little tiny flashbacks, and I was like, see, that's interesting. Tell me more about that.
Orphan Black.
So basically Bethany needs to go watch Orphan Black.
Apparently.
Well, so can I talk about the smut for a minute?
You can have more than a minute. You can have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We give you the floor.
But there was an interesting thing that they said that all of these like super soldiers, because apparently the tech corp like just makes them all the time. There's a lot of them, and they're like, we have a hard time having sex with women because we'll break them. And I was like, oh my word, because they have like turbo dicks apparently, but like it kind of
turbo dick.
Yeah, superheroes. It's
like Twilight.
Superheroes are that strong. Like, how do you fuck someone like without breaking them?
I thought it was just that, like, because he says at one point that, like, how long can I do this all night because I don't get tired. So I just interpreted it as like it's not that like it's like turbo dick. It's just that like he's an Energizer bunny, so like he just won't stop ever. So you're just like, okay, you can stop now.
Well, I think he would stop. Otherwise,
that's interesting. Like, whereas like I interpreted it as being like really aggressive.
Yeah,
exactly. Like they would hurt each. Well, sort of like how in the Twilight books, Edward's really worried about like hurting Bella because and they break the bed.
But it's okay
like,
once
like
they're married to break her. He just doesn't want to do that beforehand.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. This reminds me right now on TikTok. I know. I'm sorry, guys. All roads lead to Ruby Dixon. I can't help it. It's just my life. On TikTok right now, everybody is finding the Ice Planet Barbarian series. So there's so many great TikToks of people like trying to figure out the dicks that are being described and like comparing it to like gigantic, like it's like ridged and stuff. So they'll find like a gigantic like household appliance and be like, is this? So maybe it's a similar situation. They have like some sort of,
I just thought like if I didn't think about superheroes because like if they're that strong, they're like light touch is probably very hard still. So it's just like
this just reminds me of in Deadpool when his hand connects with Colossus's crotch and he's like, oh my god, your poor wife.
Yeah.
He's all made of metal and his hand is like broken from hitting his crotch.
Exactly. So that was kind of an interesting bit, I guess. And she's like genetically altered too. So she's like, I got a super vagina. Let's go. Like
that's exactly right.
Yeah. So
they found each other.
That's fun. I don't know. That was something about the smut that I picked up on.
I liked the girl who would like seduce people and then poison them. Like that was
Danny.
I like that.
I read a book about Danny. She was dope. And so was Ava. Ava's way interesting. Although, like, am I the only one who called it immediately as soon as she said she has sisters, I'm like, oh, well, the sister did the kidnapping. Like, which I just like immediately, I'm like, that's too big of a red herring to not be something.
No, that makes sense. I don't think I really like thought that hard about it and put it together. But
Immediately.
I wasn't no thought into this. I was just like trying to get through it, so I wasn't trying to be like, I wonder if that's gonna be. I was just like, oh, it's the sister. Okay.
Well, I knew that she was involved with the kidnapping, and part of me maybe thought like the girl who got kidnapped was maybe her sister, and she had like plastic surgery. Like that's where I was kind of going, but I knew like the sister had to be part of this kidnapping. Because why would they bring it up in that? You know?
Yeah. No,
I remember knowing it had to be connected. I don't know that I called it that specifically, but just like as soon, it's like Chekhov's missing sisters. You know?
Which could be confusing because presumably, Chekhov could very well have a sister. So if people didn't know what we meant.
Yeah.
But yeah. I wasn't like, it didn't surprise me when it was the sister, I guess is a good way of putting it. Like I hadn't really thought about it, but I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah.
So I just want to point out that people are also here for Sexy National Treasure.
Yeah, everybody.
It's $1 million idea. I say,
look, I think I go for it. I think everybody would read
I just
that.
feel like there's just like all kinds of mismarketing going on here. Like,
I
agree. Like, reality. I feel like you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because that's like, half of a book is setting the right expectations. Like, even if it's a good book, if it's not what you were wanting, then it's not great,
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue with this. I mean, and like the cover has all these books on it. Like the books play almost no role in it.
No part. They make the books.
Like it makes it look like, oh, we're gonna go save the books and search them, and it's like mentioned that they had done this thing. Like it's just not. I don't know.
Yeah,
but perhaps
why I thought
in the next book,
treasure.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe it's like. I also wonder if it's a lot of setup because I did feel that. I remember feeling like there was a lot of.
Is this the first book or is this like?
It's the
later.
It's the first book in this series, but it's not the first book in this world. But I think it's their first like major press release. Like I think they've done a lot of indie publishing.
Yeah, this is out by Tor. So.
Yeah.
Which could be part of the problem is like
an artifact. I have flipped this open and I found this stuck in here with tape that says spoiler. I only just discovered this was an uncorrected proof. I don't know what's happening. Maybe this is National Treasure.
Maybe.
Can you get some lemon juice to see if there's invisible ink on there or?
Yeah. I don't think any of us. I did look up what the sequel was going to be about, and it's still not the characters I want to read about.
Oh.
If it was going to be Ava or Danny, maybe.
Yeah. I do kind of wonder, actually, like I'm trying to think, does Tor have any series like this that they really put out? Like, do they know how to market a series like this?
I don't think they do, because they don't really do like the romance.
Romance? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I can't think of any other.
Too.
Is there, a sci-fi fantasy?
Yeah,
I think that this is like a foray for them into
trying
that kind of a book. I mean, they do have the Mary Robinette Kowal, that series that's like alternative version of Pride and Prejudice.
I know I've heard you say that before, but I don't remember what the book is.
I haven't read
I think it's called Milk and Honey or something like that. I've never actually read it, but I've heard it's more of a fantasy than it is a romance. But I wonder if that's kind of where their head is at with this series as well, as like, how do we, maybe get in some romance readers, which I think is a smart idea. I would like them to do that more because
It does make me wonder though if the publicists just like didn't really know how to market a book like this, because because it's not really something they do a lot of. That might be part of the issue. That's interesting.
They're like the only reference we know is Avengers. So I guess it's like the Avengers.
Yeah, I'm like post-apocalyptic Avengers, which I'm like, this is nothing like the
There's nothing like that. The only Orphan Black connection is that there's triplets.
Yeah.
And like science stuff. It doesn't really have much of either of those things, but it is what it is.
I also don't know who decided to call this the Mercenary Librarians. Like, it's intriguing, but I just feel like it's not.
Yeah.
You don't get what you think you're getting.
Exactly. Exactly. National treasure.
Which is unfortunate.
Maybe hire us to do a new marketing campaign for you. We have ideas.
I don't know if you guys have ever read it's also like a librarian type thing by Genevieve somebody or other. It's also like
Genevieve somebody or other of the Massachusetts somebody or others.
No, it's
I feel like if you'd read it, you know what I was talking about.
The Invisible is like
The Invisible Library by Genevieve.
I haven't read them, but I've seen them around. Yeah,
I didn't love that either, but it was much more like, you could call that series something like, maybe not mercenary, but like it's more the vibe that I thought this would be.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah.
So I think
also has a romance in it, and there's like parallel universe libraries thing happening. So like, that's all I have to say about that. I'm not highly recommending the series, but like that's what I expected from something called Mercenary Librarians. Is that
vibe. Yeah.
Genevieve Cogman.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I haven't read them, but I've seen them around. Yeah.
All of us basically thought this book was going to be different than what it was.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
People have been telling us in the comments.
Cool. Yeah, I think like it's a perfectly fine book, but it was not well marketed and wasn't what we expected.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of the.
But like it was fine.
Yeah.
Fine. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just kind of.
I mean, I did think at the thing that was like one thing that was kind of cool was their whole plot at the end to like 3D print bodies.
Yeah. And fill in the
that was like, I was like, wild. Like the stuff like that I thought was a really interesting use of technology, and like, I don't know, I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's completely, it feels very outlandish. I'm like, this wouldn't work. But also I'm like, fuck it at this point.
I mean, why not? You know?
Again, some things that were like when in Doctor Who, when his like sonic screwdriver is basically a magic wand and can do literally anything. Like Doctor Who is so ridiculously campy that I don't care, because like no one is expecting like a police call box flying through space to be like authentically scientific. Whereas this looked like it had a more serious tone. And so every time it did something stupid, it just irked me, as opposed to being like, how fun and silly and stupid. Like, it was just like, that's dumb and doesn't make any sense. And I hate this.
What was that girl's name? Was it Maya, the one who like had perfect memory? Conversation? I already forget her name. Maya, Maya.
That sounds right.
I did like that she kept stabbing people with forks. That was fun.
I thought that was dumb.
Of all the things in this book, why not? Just how to stab people with forks. I was into it. Why not? Forks.
Sure. Yeah.
It has the least amount of technology in that. It's a fork.
Yeah.
Her and her dingle hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want thingamabobs? I got 20 of them.
But I want more.
No big
deal. I want more.
I do not.
Did you guys look at the map in the front of the book?
I haven't. There's a map. I love maps.
I don't think my edition has a map because it's in
like,
the corrected room.
Yeah, I don't think my copy didn't have the map.
Oh, yeah, it does. Very interesting.
Yeah. Florida is now called fishing clans. So it's basically
fishing clans.
Is all other different.
Yeah,
I just have pages that say map spread.
Yeah,
That's where it will go.
the thing. Like, I wanted to know more about the world and like the company. Like that stuff was interesting, but that wasn't the story they were telling. Like all that stuff, I was like, this is interesting. Tell me more about that. But like then that was not.
It's weird how some cities are still there. Like Las Vegas is still a city.
Yeah.
You can't kill it.
It's like a roach.
Yeah. No, it's kind of. I mean, I think
And,
the
like,
concept is
the
cool.
border of Mexico is much higher now, so like things have changed. There's that. I thought that maybe that's like a fun thing.
Yeah,
And then they gave me the
I
map
like.
of
I mean,
it, and they're pretty.
I like this kind of like sort of dystopian world stuff. But then what I want to know about is the political structures and like the different forces at play, and like that's just not what this was really
They didn't
focusing
get
on.
That's hardly like the
what
best
Texas
example of
is.
this, but I do think that for that vibe, I think Lifelike by Jay Kristoff did a better job of putting me in mind of like, I see how this works. Like I have an idea of how this looks and what is no longer here and how this like dystopian landscape. Like I had a cohesive idea of this new, because a lot of it also took place in California or like what was formerly California. So like, I had a good idea of like where we're at, but this felt so like what we have of this world is the room that I've built for them to be in right now. And then the next room that I've built for them to be in right now, like a video game where there is nothing outside of the immediate environment that I have created for them to have this scene.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay. Actually, I'm going to bring something up because now that I'm looking at this map, am I insane? But didn't they say we're leaving Atlanta and we're going to Tennessee? He did mention the name Tennessee in the book, right?
Yeah. Like they're leaving a city and going to a state?
Tennessee does not exist on the map. Like, how does he know it's Tennessee? It's no longer Tennessee.
I only remember that because I live in Tennessee.
Yes.
I will say,
outlaw territory, which is what it's called on the map.
Yeah, it does invite. It invites comparisons with Kate Daniels because that is also set in dystopian Atlanta. And unfortunately, they're not favorable comparisons because I do think, to kind of Leanna's point, what's cool about the Kate Daniels series is that there is like you do feel like there's a whole world. Like, you know, mostly what's happening in Atlanta, but you definitely get allusions to things that are happening elsewhere. Like, they do go other places and it like makes sense. Like, there are political machinations in the city of Atlanta. You get a clear sense of like, okay, here's this part of town and here's this part of town and this part of town you can't go into because of that. So like, I think setting it in dystopian Atlanta, given its genre and its likely audience, because I'm assuming that this is probably like, given urban fantasy romance, like Elona Andrews fans, I'm sure are part of the target audience. I probably wouldn't have picked Atlanta because I think it's just like asking for me to say like, well, the Kate Daniels version is better. So like maybe pick Little Rock or I don't know, Charlotte or Orlando. Somewhere else in the South. Nashville.
Yeah. Let's not do Orlando. Sorry to anybody.
I mean, I don't ever want to go to Florida, but
well, there's a Disney World.
I'm good.
We got land out here in Disneyland, so we can get our Disney fix if we want it.
I will say Wizarding World in Florida is better than the Wizarding World here. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know.
We had a fun day there. I had fun with you guys.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
I didn't get to go. It was sad.
I know. Next time.
Well, it was right after my next time, I believe, so I couldn't have gone anyway.
Yeah. Someday. I'm hoping to lure you all to Nashville, so if we can.
I do.
I'm trying to think. We could go to Knoxville and we can all go to Dollywood together.
Oh, that would be fun.
I want to go.
They have funnel cake.
I'm the worst.
Cass has been very active this whole time. It has been.
I know.
It has been interesting trying to have this live show while she's wild.
She's
baby Katie. She's gonna take a nap as soon as we stop this live show.
She just slow blinked at you.
I know.
She loves you.
So for our audience who maybe doesn't know, so Kaz the kitten, I found in a cactus by my house.
You saved her.
And me and the boyfriend at like 11:30 at night on a Tuesday, we're digging through a cactus to get this kitten out. And I was like, Leanna, you're taking this cat. You don't know what we had to do to get this cat. And then and she's very sweet, and she's basically a feral cat. She's an outdoor cat. She's a feral cat, but like she took to living inside like ducks to water.
Yeah, you got her like the exact right socialization window. So she like
She's like, I like to
Got
be
it.
indoors. I like soft things.
Oh, she
like air
this
conditioning?
blanket is now her fort. She just lays
Yeah.
on top of a mountain of fur
yeah.
like a duchess.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
yeah, she was like, I belong inside. I don't want to be outside ever again. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the kitten. And
She
I'm
completes
excited.
the library vibes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I miss a little kitty, but I have a cat who didn't like her, so my
Well,
stupid cat.
You're her beloved Auntie Amanda since you
Yeah.
saved her. You will
Like
forever
your
be her
godmother.
godmother. Yeah.
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 But anyway, so there's a
Kitty.
kitten. She
Yeah.
can be like our mascot.
I know. I'm literally just staring at her like. With
That's
my
what
heart
I like.
eyes,
I've gotten
just
so little
I know.
reading done. Like it is mainly audiobooks because I can look at her while I have an audiobook on.
Yeah.
We can play and read at the same time.
It's nap time. She's getting ready to take a
It's also,
nap.
like I have succeeded occasionally in like having her in my lap while reading a book, but that's so much harder to do. She can so much more easily sit in my lap while I have headphones on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got my cat's a bubble blower, and that's been like the excitement around the house the last few days of like the magic of these mysterious bubbles that are in the air and then pop.
No, you're not getting a bubble blower. Don't even think about it.
I bet she would like it. It's pretty fun. I just ordered some catnip bubble mixture, so we'll see how that spices
my
things
goodness.
up. Yeah.
I don't. I have to find Greg because like he was like had this bowl of catnip right before I went on this. He's like, I'm gonna give it to the cat, and I don't know what happened.
You'll come
We
out.
were
and your
never
cats will
heard
just
from
be
again.
I didn't ask him what happened to the bowl of catnip. Something my cat could just be high as a kite right now. I just realized right now I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah, I was gonna say book.
Yeah. I don't.
I
don't
mean,
really
with
know
Book
more.
versus Kaz the kitten, we know who wins.
Definitely
Yeah.
Kaz.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
But I
I
feel
don't.
like this was a logical choice, Amanda. Like, I mean, this made
Yeah.
sense. The kind of book we read.
yeah. I was just hoping it would be better.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna find a book that all of us love. I don't.
We did
maybe
love the
We
Southern
did.
Book Club's Guide to Slaying
Southern Book
Vampires.
Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires.
And I just read his
I
new
didn't
one,
love it,
the
but
Final
I
Girl
liked
Support
it.
Group. And it's
I want to
so
read
good.
it. I really want
it's
to read
really,
it.
really good.
But maybe July will be the month everybody loves the book because in July it's Mara's month, and we are reading Year One by Nora Roberts.
So okay.
Another post-apocalyptic.
So I picked this because I guess people who are watching this will get a sneak preview. I need to film the announcement later today, but I'm doing a Nora Roberts readathon at the end of July, and this will be like the cap. Like this is going to be the group pick. So I'll do like a Discord thread and stuff for it. I actually I love Nora Roberts. You guys know this. I actually personally don't love her SFF. So I'm hoping, but I've heard really good things about this particular trilogy. People really liked it. So I'm hoping that I will like this one better than I've liked her past SFF. I will tell you right now, her version of SFF tends to be very much like vibe oriented and not like rules based oriented. So like,
I think this warning is directed at a specific person.
Leanna,
Message received.
I don't think you should expect there to be a lot of like true explanations. This is really more about like
vibes. Just vibes.
But it's
no
like a
nuance,
dystopia.
just vibes.
Yeah, it's a dystopia with like I think a plague. So post 2020 appropriate. And I hope we like it. But either way, I hope people will read some Nora Roberts in July.
You know what?
I haven't read it. No.
I have never read anything by Nora Roberts. I know. I'm ashamed of myself too. Because Nora Roberts is the queen.
I love Nora
But for me,
Roberts.
that's weird.
I have a few other books that I'm recommending as a part of the readathon. So even if this one doesn't sound good, I'll have a video up soon. But anyway,
this is what I'm excited about actually too.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping we all like it, or at least I hope we have interesting things to say about it. So this will be like the live show cap to that whole readathon. So yay, I'm glad you guys.
I mean, the cover of that
let
book
me do that
falls
with you.
very much in line with the types of covers that are on my shelves.
So
there is an ominous bird.
Mhm.
So
It looks
that
like
checks out
Blackwing.
for you.
someone knows your cat name, full name.
Yep.
That's you, Castle Clockton.
Yeah, I agree with what SFF Book Rec says. Nora Roberts writes great characters, and that's the best part of the series. It's very character driven, and it's very like, there's something about her writing that is, I just can't, it's very propulsively readable. Like, I can't put it down. But I would not say she excels in like detailed world building.
Noted.
You're
like,
allowed to hate it. It's okay.
I mean, I was gonna say like it's usually like if the characters and story haven't grabbed me, that my like, you know, like if you're not that this ever happens with any one of you, but you know when you're listening to somebody and then you stop listening to them, you start looking at the bookshelf behind them and the wall behind them, and that's kind of what happens. Like I don't like the characters and I don't like the story, and I start looking at the world behind them, and I'm like, that's bullshit too.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll at least like the characters. That does tend to be her like strong suit, but we'll see. The only magically ones I've read from her, I started her new trilogy, which I was not that into. Started with The Awakening, and then I tried her Morgan's Cross one, and I didn't love it, but people love that series, so if you're looking more from her, that apparently is a good place to go.
I think it's good because I don't have like any room for comparison, because this will be my first Nora Roberts, so I won't. Yeah, I don't know any better. I don't know no better.
Well, this will be my second. So
okay,
yes.
So we're kind of newbies. We're both newbies.
But you really like the one that you tried.
I did. I really liked the one I tried, and like I now have, several of her books on my TBR. So, yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anyone else read anything that we did really, really love recently? Because it's only 11:30. I figured we could chit chat for a little bit more.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm currently reading something that is horrendous. So I think this got 2 stars just because it's not that. I was like, that's a 1.
Well, what's the one? What is it? Tell us now.
I'm currently vlogging reading it, so there's lots of me going, this is dumb, and this also, and also this. But it's Dreams of the Dying.
Oh, that is a skirt. Oh my word.
Oh, it is long. It is.
Who wrote it?
Nicholas Lee Zhao.
No, I've never heard of that. And
I haven't heard of it either.
It's self-pubbed, but it cost $40 because of all of this. Like there was a book jacket that I took off to read. And
$40 doll hairs?
38
doll hairs?
Technically, but I rounded up to 40. I think that's allowed because tax.
Oh my word.
You've definitely paid for your right to rant about it then.
That's how I feel about it. I'm like, if this was just like a couple bucks, I'd be like, oof. But like, this was $40, sir. Maybe you should have paid an editor instead of so many artists. Like, no.
Oh my.
Wow. Yeah.
There's so many instances of words being wrong, which is why I keep stopping, like, reading and vlogging myself, being like, this is incorrect. This is not how you use this word. This is not how that works. This is not the meaning of that idiom. Like, it is so bad.
Oh, no. Oof.
Is it like your buzzword nonplussed? Don't you, like, know when you use it right?
In no instances of nonplussed being misused, but I'm only halfway through, so there's time.
Could happen.
They have time, exactly. They might throw one in.
So 0 out of 10, do not recommend.
I read The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri, and it was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you haven't mentioned
it. That's all I ever hear about that book, is that it's fantastic. I haven't heard anyone say it's crappy.
Yeah, it's really good. It is very different from her earlier books, because it's like multi-POV, and it's not fantasy romance. It's like epic fantasy. So it's like a different vibe, but I loved it. It was great.
And you recently read the newest Wishland book, which is your favorite.
Which was also very good. I did.
I got it.
How many more books are there in the series left that haven't come out? Just one?
One more.
Oh, that means that whenever we get a date for that, I get to do a binge read. Maybe I'll do a vlog of that.
Yeah, I'm going to do, I'm planning on doing like a read-along thing leading up to the last book, because I want to reread all of them. Because they're those sorts of books where, like,
Yeah,
you learn stuff that you want to go back and like see. So I'm especially, there were a ton of revelations in Witch Shadow, which is the latest one. Like you find out so many things. It was really cool. But part of the reason is that originally it was supposed to be 2 different books, and then she had to figure out how to make them work as like one book because of like publishing stuff. So anyway, it's you learn a lot of stuff. It's very good.
Okay. Actually, so fun fact for everybody watching, the Witchland series by Susan Dennard is actually how we all became friends.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
That was like the first book we all read together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it holds a special place in our hearts.
It does. It does. Our chat was called the Witchlands chat for.
Like I enjoy like thinking of like hearing the name of that series and just thinking of like my witch friends instead of the books, which I didn't like. Friendship
is magic. Between each book, that I forget everything that's happened. So that's the problem.
It is a lot. There's
book, but
that's why that's why I put it on hold. I was like, I'll wait till they're all out, and then right before the last one comes out, I'll do a big reread.
Yeah. There is a lot going on, a lot to keep track of. She does have on her website like detailed synopses of the previous books. So I actually went and read the one for Blood Witch before it's very helpful.
I will do that.
Right now it's listed as coming out in 2022.
Which book?
The last book?
The last one is listed as coming out in 2022.
Supposedly, yeah, next year.
So theoretically,
it could happen.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
she's working on it.
Have you read anything good recently, Amanda?
Did I tell you? I think did I show you this one before we came into the chat? I was talking about this with everybody.
Got here.
I wasn't here, but that's a beautiful cover.
So, have you ever read the book Daughter of the Pirate King, Mara?
I have not.
Okay, because all of us hate it.
Don't. We all hated it.
I was gonna say I've not heard good things about it, but I like that title.
Yeah, it's the same author, so that's why I was like, about this book. Even though the cover is gorgeous and it sounds cool, and then someone, my friend Madison from Princess of Paperback, also on BookTube, she told me to read this. It's really good, and I was like, okay, and I bought it, and I just never read it. So like recently, I was doing this try a chapter challenge thing where I just grab books on my shelf and I read the first chapter, and then just kind of decide whether or not I'm going to keep the whole book. It's helping me clean out my shelf. And this was one of them. And hot damn, was this the first chapter? And I read the whole thing. It's basically, you're just like reading about like the evil king and queen as the main characters of the book.
Ooh.
So I'll read you the first line of the book, okay? This is, they've never found the body of the first and only boy who broke my heart, and they never will.
Dun,
so it starts with murder. Dun, dun, dun.
I like stabbiness.
So I like devoured the rest of it. It was very fun. All the characters are sociopaths and just very evil, but very fun to read about. They're not good people. None of them. They all need professional help.
Is it a standalone or is it the first in a series?
There's allegedly another book coming out in the series, but it reads as a standalone. It reads as like a complete story. Like there might be another book, but it's not continuing the story, I don't think.
Cool.
The story's over.
So we have a question about the next few book club choices. I have an Instagram post about it, but I guess we actually need to pick soon, probably the next set. But
you said last month.
No, it wasn't last month. Like I did anyway. Oh, okay. So next month. So we have year one next month. August is
so
the Unbroken.
This is July on my channel.
Yeah. August is on my channel. It's going to be The Unbroken by C.L. Clark.
And that counts as like 5 books. No more picking.
I was going to say, this is a chunky book.
I hear it's great.
I do not feel bad about Shadow and Claw because that book is way longer.
It's probably less dense than Shadow and Claw, though. Oh, yeah. So September, we have The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison on the Ennis channel.
We might be doing a giveaway for that, actually, with Tor Books. Sneak peek, guys.
Yeah. And then October, we'll be back on Amanda's channel for
Halloween. It's a Halloween.
Halloween.
Which I
Last
have to
Final
say,
Girl.
of these three, this one is the one I'm most excited for because I don't know. I'm really excited about the premise of this, and
It's very short.
it is short. I also appreciate that, and I just finished reading The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, which is similar premise, and it was so fun. So I'm like, I want more books like that, and this seems like it's going to be a book.
I think in general, Grady Hendrix's style is fun.
Yeah. I would
Stephen
agree.
Graham Jones' style is not fun.
I was gonna say,
but also
it's
the publisher
quite
of this
dark.
is The Lazy Fascist, which I thought that was hilarious.
That's great.
So anyway,
it's like a Poirot
theme, by the way.
we're pretty good right now.
November.
I guess
December,
I'm the next choice. I have to think about it.
Yeah, for November.
November will be like right after Thanksgiving, but December it's like Christmas. Like it's like Christmassy. It's like almost Christmas or like the day of Christmas. So we might have a different date for that live show. But
or maybe we skip December.
I don't want to.
I don't know. We can talk about that, but I don't know. I was thinking about for my next pick. I was thinking about picking the first book in the Kane Chronicles from Rick Riordan, which I know is middle grade, so I don't know how we feel about that. But
I have myself. I haven't read it yet. That's the Egyptian one.
I
right?
think I read that at one point, like years ago.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'll pick something else then. But I was thinking about picking a middle grade book from the Riordan verse.
I mean, I always want banking, so feel free to choose Magnus Chase.
I love Magnus Chase, but I mean, I could pick that one too.
All right.
Whatever you want to do.
That's your pick. It's your pick.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
And we have to come up with a theme for a Halloween show. Last year we had a vampire party.
Well, I think this year we have to be serial killers.
We have to be murder theme.
I'll just come with a butcher knife.
Yeah.
We'll have a murder party, everybody. It's
I'll be
great.
sweet and fun.
Or maybe we can be, I don't know, like a mummy. It could be a Frankenstein.
Yeah, we could be. We have time. We have time to think.
When you say be a Frankenstein, do you mean Frankenstein's monster?
I'm sorry, Lana. I didn't mean to trigger your pedantry.
Biggest pet peeve of all time.
They're all going to be Victor and be sad.
We could be Final Girls.
Yeah, like we could be.
We just dress normal.
What that means.
We just dress like dirty, like we've been running through the woods or something, or like
no,
we could have
I mean like we could pick different different movies and be like a Final Girl from like cosplay like as.
What does that mean?
When I think Final Girl, I think the end of Texas Chainsaw, where she's literally just all in blood.
So does Final Girl mean like the last one standing during like a slasher?
Yeah. Like I could be Nev. I'd be Nev Campbell from Scream because I love Scream.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me is just like I want to do Texas Chainsaw because I just have to be covered in blood.
You could totally do that.
It's my favorite Final Girl.
I might like go a book realm way and be like one of the final girls from the Riley Sager book.
Oh, you could do that.
Like maybe because I don't really watch slasher movies so much. Like I just don't know, but we can figure it out. We'll see.
I obviously don't because I didn't know what a final girl was. What?
It's the last person alive in a slasher movie, or just a movie where everyone's getting killed off. It could be a paranormal.
Frankenstein. I'm all over that. Final girl. What is she?
We could be different, like old school movie monsters. That might be fun.
Yeah. We have time. We can all dress up.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It's literally like not even fully. We're just starting summer, so we have time.
I want to do it.
What?
We said we could be our D&D characters.
Oh,
that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Sorry, we're just.
Who would I be?
I was gonna say, are you gonna wear like just a sign that says "Master"?
You could pick one of the NPCs, Mara.
I could, or I could just be a dog. The master.
You'll be Meepo.
I don't want to be Meepo.
By the way, we all play D&D together too, off screen.
Yes. Plus, my best friend IRL also plays with us.
Yeah.
So, four of them.
Yeah. So we're just getting into inside jokes now.
Yeah.
what are our D&D characters like? Who do you guys? What are your classes and races?
I'm a half-elf rogue named Vera.
Yep. And I am a human. Oh, my brain. I want to say magician. I'm not wrong. I'm a human wizard. Thank you. I'm like, what? The word is just like.
Or are we the answers?
Thank you. Oh my god. I'm a human wizard named Tana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an elf ranger called Erevan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
my friend is I'm the DM, and my friend who plays with us is a half-elf cleric for an evil god.
Yeah.
Which is so good to have around. Love those vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great vibe. Yeah.
That's fine. Anyway, so yeah, we're getting into random stuff now. No one has anything else to say about.
It's like we didn't have that much to say about the book this month.
I know. We're just
which is kind of like. Yeah, like if a book is either not super good or super terrible, it's harder to have like.
That's actually what I said. I
just
did my standalone review video for The Black Tongue Thief, which I gave 3 stars to, and I was like introing the video by being like, I know I'm on record as saying I really only do standalone reviews for like 5 and 1 because I have the most to say if I loved it or if I hated it. So like, why am I doing a standalone review for 3 stars? Well, let me tell you why. But like for the most part, like that, if I gave something 2 or 3 stars, it's just like. Okay.
Yeah.
I read it.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
That was the thing that happened.
I texted Leanna. I was reading Black Tongue Thief as well, and I was like, "Hey, Leanna, do you have this already? Do you want my copy?" Because like I was not having fun with it, and she's like, "I just filmed a review," and I was like, "Oh shit."
The audiobook is really good. All right, if you're gonna do the book at all, I recommend the audio.
I was doing the audio, and I still didn't like it.
If you don't like the audio, there's just like no liking it.
I tried my best. I read 100 pages. That's like what I do if I'm going to DNF something.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Beth. A dwarf with an axe?
A dwarf with an axe. I love it.
Gimli.
You can never have too many dwarves with axes.
This is funny. Somebody would have thought that Leanna, you would have done a barbarian for Viking vibes.
Yeah.
I tried to get one of you to be a Viking, but you weren't having it. They also, every single one of them wanted to be a half elf, like every single one of them.
And then we changed.
But I had a whole backstory. I already had my backstory. That's why I think
meanwhile, I was like, none of you want to be a tiefling? Come on. Like, who doesn't?
You know what? The horns are appealing.
Yeah.
But like, how do you get through doors? Like, they're just going to get in the way.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to be a tiefling though, because I like those horns. But like I like them and I hate them at the same time.
Yeah, I also feel like it's the sort of thing that probably the more you're comfortable, it's the kind of thing where I feel like you would maybe branch out more to things like that once you know what you're doing. Because like most of us haven't really.
That's what I've mostly seen is that most people start out as like a half elf or an elf, and usually like as a ranger or like as a rogue. Like those are some like we're very basic. Like these are like most of the time. This is where people start.
Although like we've gone some strange directions in our games, so that's so fun. Like my character seduced a farmer. There was that.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, it was like my character will just like do things out of curiosity.
Yeah.
So
like really get everyone killed
behind this character.
Yes. Yeah. Although
my favorite moment so far has been
better fighter.
Yeah. And
she's not. Vera, every time I do a battle, like I get like such a shitty roll, and I'm like, Vera's just not good at fighting. I should just like hide more. Like,
strangely, our cleric has, I think, been the death blow for a few.
Yeah.
Our cleric. My favorite moment was our cleric was angrily or like resentfully eating Nature Valley trail mix bars in the corner at this pub. that really cracked me up.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're having fun with D&D.
Okay.
It's
been fun.
It's a friendly game. It's a fun. It does make you think about your friends in a new way, like because it's just a different kind of way of
Oh yeah, what do you
hanging
think of us,
out,
Mara?
well, no, I just think it brings out a different side of people, right? Like you just see a different side of them, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So none of us. Well, Amanda knew what she was doing, but none of the rest of us knew what we were doing.
That much. I don't want to like paint that picture that I'm an expert. I played before a little bit.
Yeah,
and the rest of us were all like total newbies. So
like,
we're all figuring it out together. So
I wasn't so much more of a newbie than everyone else. So
yeah.
Yeah,
but it's been fun. It's a fun thing to
the blind leading the blind.
Don't be don't be intimidated. Just go for it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is like, I need to find people to play D&D with, and I'm like, okay, good luck, have fun.
If he wants to play an online game, D&D Beyond has like you can just join with other people who want to play.
He keeps like saying to my brother that he wants to play, and I'm like, well, you can't have two people play, and also I don't think my brother's interested. So like I don't know what to tell you, Dad.
I mean, I guess you could have two people play, but I don't think that'd be very fun.
Yeah, it would not.
It would have to be a DM. Like, who's the DM?
One of you is just playing every character, and the other one is just playing one character. I just feel like that's
I mean, I guess if everyone's never played before, you don't exactly know what's required to be like, can we play? You're like, no, you cannot.
Yeah.
I think 4 players and a DM has been a good size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could have been fine with just the 3 of you and me, but
yeah,
I think 4 has been.
It's been good.
It's a good group. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like also, we're just playing for fun. We can just do whatever you want. So people who might be scared, like, oh, I don't know the rules.
Surely everyone who plays D&D does it for the fun of it. Who is doing it like obligatory D&D?
Well, apparently competitive D&D is a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
but again, surely one is
competitively.
engaged in competitive D&D because one enjoys D&D.
I mean, yeah. One would hope.
But people get intense about it. We're not, I'm not, my number one rule is that we are having fun. So I'm more worried about us having fun than following the rules to the T.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just like, we could just do whatever we want.
I give people
collaborative storytelling, which is fun.
Yeah, exactly. I give people inspiration points when I like something that they've done, or if they've saved the rest of the party from certain death. That's also.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
We got to save the party. Then we got a free pass.
Yeah.
We may once we grow at our abilities, we may do a live version of it sometime if people are interested. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
But anyway,
all right. I'm still recovering.
Coming up on the hour mark, I feel like that's probably a good place to start wrapping up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any final thoughts about anything from anyone?
I'm excited to talk to you all about this next month.
Yay.
I will be very curious to see how Leanna does with it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how we should end every single time. It's like, next month they're reading this. Can't wait to see what Leanna thinks of it.
Well, I think we all just really want to impress you all the time. We're like, will you like my book? Like, we all just want you to like it.
And we one after one fail.
If that's what you're in for. Just expect me to hate it, and you'll be much happier in life.
I'm super curious to see whatever, because I had it for review. I read Goblin Emperor early, and I'm so curious to see what everybody's going to think of it. It's a really interesting book. But
I've heard when we announced it, I hauled it, I think, last month, and I got a lot of comments of people saying, oh, I loved it. So I'm expecting I'm expecting to like that one. Even if Leanna ends up hating her own choice.
Which I'm expecting to like it.
You know what I've said it's kind of like? I think it's kind of like if Jane Austen wrote a political fantasy, it would be like The Goblin Emperor.
Sold.
It's interesting because Guns of the Dawn by somebody Adrian Tchaikovsky. I've heard multiple people compare to Pride and Prejudice, but with guns.
When I hear Adrian Tchaikovsky, I think spider aliens.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's
he
him,
does
right?
that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he also has a fantasy series though.
He has 2, I think, because it's Guns of the Dawn, and then I have one that I've been buying and not reading, but I will at some point.
That's such relatable content.
This looks like a me book, does it not?
Ooh, that does.
It definitely looks like you.
But Guns of the Dawn It's something, I don't know if it's In the Dawn, Of the Dawn, something Guns and Dawn.
Yeah,
Oh,
morning
this
gun.
is interesting. Someone said he's a zoologist and into bugs. That explains a lot, actually. It's like,
I just can't imagine being like quote unquote into bugs, but I mean, somebody has to be.
I mean,
Ooh, that looks like fun.
that does look cool.
I've heard of really good things. It's got a 4.14 on Goodreads, but I've heard like 2 people now compared to Pride and Prejudice.
Wow. I'd be interested.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Does anyone have any? Well, I know Mara has her Nora Roberts project coming up. Anyone have any fun projects they're working on?
Yeah, me and the Fantasy Network and Alex Nieves are going to be read-alonging, buddy reading, rereading the Song of Ice and Fire books starting in October.
Oh, that'll be fun.
We're forgetting the show I resisted, cleansing the palette, rereading the actual source material.
Yeah, I'm going to start a reread in September of the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin, which I'm excited for.
I may join you for that. I keep putting it off because I'm intimidated for whatever reason. I don't know why, but
I was intimidated too.
Oh,
That's why I
Join
owned
it.
it for like 3 years and like never read it. And then like I did like a try chapter thing. I grabbed like 10 books off my shelf and I was like, well, let's just like read it until I feel like one. And the first one I picked up was the 5th season, and I stuck with it because like I immediately was like, well, I am into this.
It's really good. Yeah, you should. Do Mara, if you want to join as a co-host, you are also welcome to do that. I think Ashley is planning to join, and then I don't know, like some other people have been maybe interested, so we'll see. But I'm going to do like live shows with like a read along thing for.
Yay!
Yeah.
So yeah,
Me and Leanna are going to start Live Ship Trilogy next month.
Ooh.
So I'm excited for that. I think that'll be
I
good.
started Farseer this month. So
Did you enjoy it?
I did. Yeah, well, the first book is a reread. I read it like years ago, and I was surprised at how much of it I remembered. But yeah, I liked it.
And Alex and I are going to continue our reading of the Sun Eater series. We read Empire of Silence in June, so we're going to read The Howling Dark in July.
Oh,
Yay!
Are you doing any projects, Amanda?
I'm just doing my drunk classics because I'm having fun with it.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you
That's
currently
what-
reading, or are you reading next the Picture of Dorian Gray?
I'm reading that now.
That's a
for
good
June.
one.
Also,
Way
I
more
have
than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like
it is.
key gay, but it's like high key gay.
It's very gay, and it's I think that'd be a good one to read drunk. Like I feel like it lends itself to drunk reading.
I haven't gone over the footage I already have. We'll find out because drunk Amanda says lots of crazy things. I don't know what I say until I go back to edit it. So we'll find out.
My constant raving about The Wolf has led to Shelf Space choosing it as their buddy read for July. So I will be like the guest host for. I'm gonna reread it, even though it's like number 5. So if y'all have heard me gush about this, now's the time.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Also, Urza is saying that Guns of the Dawn is a standalone, so like I'm gonna buy that.
Well, I'm reading it
love
next
fantasy
month,
standalone.
so
I would also be interested in that. Yeah.
I'm reading it next month because spoilers. I think most people already know this who follow both me and Alan because they figured it out. But me and Alan are choosing each other's DBRs next month, and he chose Guns of the Dawn for me.
Oh, that's so fun.
Cool.
Someone likes drunk classics. The people who like drunk classics really like drunk classics, but they don't do well video wise, like reviews. But I have fun making it. So I'm just like, again, so suck it.
It is not a stand. Well, maybe it reads as a standalone, but I think it looks. I don't know. It's saying that it's frequently bought together with 2 other books that have similar text on the covers. Maybe they're just in the same world. I don't know.
Just because they're frequently bought together doesn't mean they're part of a series.
They look like they're part of a series, like the bear and the serpent and the hyena and the hawk.
No, that's part of this.
That's the next
They're
one.
the sequels to these.
Oh yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Also, Adrian Tchaikovsky, I mean this with all due respect, looks like somebody who'd be into bugs. Now I'm looking at his picture, I'm like, that checks out.
True.
Okay.
Even King looks like he'd be into bugs.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Bethany, you and I are reading Dark Tower.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing what's happening also.
Oh yeah.
We are doing that also. Yeah. It must be out of print because
I think it is. I was looking it up.
Sons of the Dawn? It's definitely in print in
Sons
the
of the
UK.
Dawn. Okay, I'm gonna have to buy it somewhere else
So if you
because it's
get
out
go
of
to
print here.
Blackwell's or
Wait, Guns of the Dawn?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have it on Amazon.
Yeah,
They
but
do,
it's for shipping. It's from like other sellers.
The
It's from
yeah, I think it's
Brando's.
definitely still in print in the UK.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's cheaper in the UK too, so I'm buying it there.
Perfect. Oh, same. Okay, I'm gonna do that also.
All right. Alan will be
Maybe
so
we'll end up.
pleased.
Yeah.
Well, I
Alan,
mean, like
your
comparing it
influence
to
is
Pride
spreading.
and Prejudice, I'm like Downton Abbey, Pride and Prejudice. Like, yes, give it to me. I'm here for
You know
that.
what? I
Also,
read Pride and Prejudice drunk for the first time this year, and I had so much fun. I just gasped and drank, and I had the great time. I didn't know I was going to like it as much as I did.
Yeah, that was a
It's
fun
fantastic.
video. I loved it. It's
Yeah.
such a good book.
I was like fully just living my best life, just gasping.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much fun to gasp at things in books.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're a bit over an
Great.
hour.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna start saying goodbye. We all have cool things coming up in the future. So thank you to everybody who joined us for the discussion today. Join us next month on Mara's channel for year 1. It's gonna be really fun. The last Saturday in June or July,
Is
whenever that is.
July.
the 31st. Yeah.
30th.
so
Oh,
it'll
cool.
be
Okay.
The
last day of July.
So we
You
have all
got
month to read
plenty
this
of
thing.
time. You got 36 days to read this. So
I have 15 books on my TBR for July, and all of them are some kind of a commitment. I want to die.
well, Leanne, if we need to push out the live ship traders, we can. It's no big deal.
No, I want to read it.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, anyway.
I mean, I would say the same thing about Gunslinger, but like,
We've gone too far. I have committed my brain. This is happening, and I'm just doing nothing else. Just
okay.
reading.
Okay. All right. We'll do it.
Luckily, July is 31 days instead of 30, so I've got a whole extra day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would do live shows with you guys if you wanted me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been invited to them, so I'm just throwing it in there. I would do them with you if you wanted. Anyway,
Yeah. I mean,
Are we doing?
well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know who's doing live shows. I'm doing
You
some
and
in
I,
the fall.
me and Amanda are going to try to do a RuPaul's Drag Race live show in July. We're going to pick a
fun.
Saturday and do it.
that'll be fun.
Start your engines, RuPaul's Drag Race. Sorry.
I
I'm
have to
excited
go
for
buy
that. I think we'll have
Paramount
fun.
Plus. I have to buy Paramount Plus. I'm not happy
My
about it.
mom got me Paramount Plus for my birthday.
Oh,
That's
Nice.
funny. 'Cause my parents don't know how subscriptions work, and they just use all of mine. And they don't even know which ones I have, and they're shocked and amazed by what they're able to access. And they don't know why they're able to access it, but they do.
there you go. Every day is a new
Yeah.
adventure for them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like the idea of like your mom knowing enough about subscriptions to get you one versus my parents were like, well, this seems to be a thing we don't have to pay extra for some reason. Yeah, it's because I pay for it.
She's recently gotten PBS Plus, so I haven't dove in there, but I think that will be fun.
I got
like
that
that
mainly
too.
so I could watch Sanditon.
Mm.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you, ladies, for joining us. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys all next month on Mara's channel. And yeah, goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.